beautiful. Welcome to the Sapphirespideroracle channel. If it's your first time being here, thanks so much for stopping in. And if you're a returning listener, of course, thank you for coming back. I am starting to accept donations for my work at this time. So if you feel generous and you feel moved to do so, please consider donating. My Cash App info is in the video description below. If not, a like, share, comment, or subscribe would be awesome. So let's get started. I'll give you another little shuffle over here. I've got your Spirit Animal Oracle cards, and we're using the Wildwood Tarot today. So let's see what's coming out for Taurus. We're in an eclipse portal right now. It is new moon solar eclipse today, as I'm recording it. Oh, hey, there it is. Ooh. Oh, that was a huge message for you, definitely, for sure. It's also Mercury retrograde, Saturn retrograde. There's a whole bunch of astrological stuff going on at this time, so big changes, and that is confirmed with this 55. 55 is a number that, well, fives in general are numbers of big potential change. Can be positive. Sometimes it might not feel that way at first, but it's definitely always for positive, right? This is the snake spirit, which I actually, if you check my Instagram, which that link is also in the video description here, or actually, no, I'm sorry, that's on my personal Instagram. I'm gonna have to share it to my other one too. I found this huge snake skin in my yard the other day, and I kind of symbolically knew that it was about shedding your old skin and therefore transforming and becoming something new. And that's very much what we have here with the snake spirit. And it says time to heal. Snakes can get a really bad rap sometimes, but they have a great lesson in the fact that they shed their skin, and that's how they grow. You know, you sometimes you gotta shed the old skin, Taurus. It's just how it happens. Snakes are also known for medicine specifically, and actually there's Medusa energy coming through for you guys right now. Medusa energy, and Medusa of course has the snakes for her hair, but her name actually derives from the Greek word that represents medicine. And that's where a lot of things get misconstrued about not only her story, but just like snakes in general. Like, we always see snakes as this kind of negative force, and that has a lot to do with Christian interpretations. But in general, right, poisonous snakes, venomous snakes, like, they can definitely harm you. However, snakes are associated with Kundalini energy, so that rising up from the root chakra all the way to the top. And then also, and then when you think of, I was just saying it's Mercury retrograde, Mercury, or Hermes, has the caduceus, which has the snake around it. And then when we look at ambulances and stuff, it has the two snakes that wrap around the caduceus. And so that's the energy very much that's coming through. And with it being Mercury retrograde specifically, that's what it's kind of bringing me for you guys, Taurus. You are definitely in a phase of healing yourself, shedding your old skin, healing yourself. Mercury retrograde gives you time to review things within yourself, especially within communication sphere, travel, things like that, that affected you before. Gives you time to review that, and then you can shed that energy off and come out of Mercury retrograde, like it just said years ahead. It said years ahead, could just be like very much ahead of whatever obstacles are in your way. So snake spirit, time to heal is the big message coming through for you, and you might be resonating very much with the number 55, or just fives in general. So Taurus, yeah. It just wants to start with that card real quick. This is the Three of Arrows, so Three of Swords. There's definitely a lot of, like, I mean, this is only the second reading I've done out of this batch, but this came out for Capricorn too. I'm focusing on my earth signs right off the bat. So Taurus, definitely reviewing some things that hurt, and your own tendencies towards jealousy, either inciting it in others or feeling it within yourself. And that's the thing about this Three of Swords, this Three of Arrows. It's not just swords energy. there is this fire coming off of here. And that's how jealousy can definitely feel. Like, it's not just being like shot through the heart, stabbed through the heart. It enrages you, right? It burns you up inside is kind of what it's saying. And what this card in this deck in particular, the only reason why I can appreciate this card really is, I guess what I would rather say is, through the lessons of jealousy, you learn how to focus your energy and tackle things, or you should at this time. That's what you should be looking at and reviewing. Definitely relationships, reviewing your choices. Oh, no, okay, it just took it back. It said not reviewing necessarily choices, past choices, yes, but very much reviewing your thoughts, because your own thoughts can hurt your heart. It's making a distinction between the mind and the heart. Like I was talking about, that Kundalini energy is going up the chakras. There's a big difference between like your crown chakra, which is very much swords energy, and then your heart chakra, which is actually more earth-centered energy. But of course, there's all kinds of things associated with the heart. Ooh, nice though. It just brought me the Sacred Heart from like Catholicism, where it's like the heart with the sacred fire coming out of it. There's a beautiful spiritual message coming off of that. So that's what I mean. It's like you are currently learning the lessons of the Sacred Heart, and that is about the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the love that never stops, right? And that's, you don't have to necessarily go with Jesus. You can go with the universe if that's how you feel more aligned with this message. But that's the whole thing, is like the Sacred Heart of the universe is always there to love you. And so if you feel like you're lacking in love, that someone is giving their attention and love to somebody else when you feel you deserve it, that makes you jealous, and vice versa. And you're just, there's a lot of lessons coming through here, and it's just about how like the universe is always enough. Like there's always enough love in the universe to quell this energy, to kind of put that flame out, help you focus, turn it into something more specific, like target practice. And that's where it just said like your bleeding heart. And it's very much talking about like tree huggers too, and like liberals for some reason, like bleeding heart liberals and everything. Like there's so much fire and like energy coming off of this card in particular right now. And there's just a lot of lessons you're reviewing in that way, because it's time to heal that energy, right? Like time to heal that energy for sure. What else? Time to heal that energy. I love that though. Look at this 3 coming out with that. I just felt like that was the one, it was stuck out. I felt like that was the one to pull. And look, I was saying like, this is a 3 of Cups, and I was saying the universe has something to put that energy out, put that fire out, right? Well, here it is with the Cups. And this is joy, jealousy and joy. Look at these JJ, 5, 5, 3, 3. You got some like pattern energy coming in here, Taurus. And that's what I mean. Like the universe has the healing, the kind of like the balm of Gilead. That's what it just wanted to say to me. Like it has what you need to help heal this energy. The 3 of Cups in this deck specifically is very much about joy. And the description of this card is, of course, about celebration, getting together with friends and happiness. But there's also a description of this card that talks about like someone returning home safely from like a journey or something. And so that's when you get together and have celebrations, right? If it's like a homecoming, if someone comes home. And so either way, there's an opportunity coming in, it sounds like. This feels like stuff you've already been through. This feels like something that is coming in, that is, it said needed. to help put out this giant jealous fire. You fight jealousy with joy is kind of what it's saying. Fight jealousy with joy. Just a beautiful comparison is what it's really showing. And that's where, like, that's what the universe is going to bring to you, is a beautiful comparison of, like, what started this energy, what makes it happen, why have you felt this before, and now here's the universe bringing you something that's very joyful and pleasant and definitely good, right? Like, no doubt about this card, it is a good card. And that's where, for sure, like, friends, family, people returning to your life, bringing you full cups of joy. And that joy is very much like water for your soul, and it puts out the fire, and it makes things just so much smoother. And with that 5-5 number again, in this 3-3, like, Spirit is very much talking to you through these cards. It's literally showing you, like, this is what we're healing. We're healing this energy. How are we going to heal it? Well, the universe is going to present something to you that's, like, literally the medicine for it, literally the balm for it, literally the waters that will put this fire out. And when it comes to you, there's some throat chakra clearing right there. When it comes to you, you need to just be open to receive it, right? Like, especially if you've been hurt before. That's the other message coming through. Especially if you've been hurt before and you're untrusting of things and you're trying to heal, but now this energy presents itself and you're like, I just don't know. Like, just be open to it. Be open to joy. Be open to joy energy. If it makes you feel joyful, that is a good energy. Now, be specific and be aware of what brings you joy, right? Are you getting joy from something that's more of like your shadow qualities? Something that isn't necessarily good for you? It doesn't mean that it's wrong of you to enjoy something that's not necessarily the best for you. It's just like you need to maybe make healthier decisions for yourself because you are in a healing process. So if it brings you honest to goodness, just soul joy, that is for you, for sure. If it's something that feels slightly questionable, pause. It's not that it's not for you, it's just pause. Shed your skin. Think about these things. Review some things. Is this actually going to bring me joy? It just brought me what's her name? Is it Marie Kondo? And it's like, does this spark joy? That's a good question for you. Does this spark joy? Because if not, and it's not pure joy, if it's like very confusing and things like that, if it's not sparking joy, you don't need it right now. It's kind of bringing in like a minimalist message in general of your life about it's like about relationships. Like, does this spark joy? Does it bring joy? No, then maybe you don't need that energy in your life right now. If it brings you honest to goodness joy and it feels like it's putting out this fire, then it is for sure for you. Friends, little get-togethers, people returning home, celebrations of that nature, that's what you need. Oh. Look at that. And then we have a 6 here. So we got a 3, and then we got a 6. I gotta kind of like slide this up just a little bit for you guys so that hopefully you can still see. Yeah. With the 6 of arrows, 6 of swords, that's what I mean. You're definitely in this transition phase. And I love how the boat is definitely moving to this side over here. And look, there's another, it's a swan, but it's definitely a bird energy, right? Like, you were in the process of moving to this joy energy. That's what I mean. You've been healing this and you've been working on it. And you're especially working on it at this time. That being said, you were... It's kind of like taking a trip through the underworld. That's what I'm saying, like dark night of the soul, shadow work. You might be doing some shadow work on yourself right now because you're shedding your old skin and you're healing. You're reviewing this energy over here like, man, what caused this? Did I cause it? Did they cause it? Did we cause it? Why do I get so fired up and hurt by these situations or these people? And how do I prevent myself from experiencing that energy again? going through some introspection, especially since it's bringing up the moon is like the last lunar eclipse, and now here's the sun over here. We're having a solar eclipse today. So this is literally talking about like this eclipse portal that we're working through, and you're on your way transitioning to things that bring you joy in life, and you're learning how to walk away from things that might, honestly, it was like with the heart there, right? Like that, you might have really loved something, and that part wasn't wrong, Taurus. It was just like there were things that were taking place that really hurt you, and you might have hurt someone else too. And it's just like a whole hot mess over here. And you're learning how to sail away from that energy into much calmer waters, into a much calmer state of mind with this Arrows energy. And that's what puts you in such a great place. And when you have that clear mind, you're like, does this bring me joy? Yes, it does. So then I'm going to enjoy it. And that is literally the waters that your soul needs in order to replenish itself. I feel like your reading's very straightforward and clear, Taurus. Like, it doesn't feel wishy-washy at all. It feels like this is the lesson you're going through. This is what you're working on. This is what you're healing. Is there anything else that wants to come out? I want like one more card. One second. Let it be clear. There we go. That's the one. Look at that. And then we have a 9 of Vessels, generosity. And I love this because this is both the Cups energy and very much pulling off this fire energy over here. And with this, with generosity, it's like, sorry, it's kind of like so I mean, you're feeling things out. There's nothing wrong with fire energy. There's nothing wrong with water energy. There's nothing wrong with this Arrows energy. 3, 3, 6, and then we have a 9, so 3, 6, 9. It's kind of talking about manifestation power of the 3, 6, 9. 9 is more of a completion energy. This is very much a meditative energy. But it's also about how, like, you've learned the give and take and the overall balance of these situations. Sometimes, before we jump into love and things that can maybe spark jealousy, it's important to recognize what calms us, what brings us joy. And when we have our own cups filled up with joy, we learn how to fill the cups of others in a very grounded, healthy way through it just said awesome generosity, and it said awesome, and not like it was awesome, like the original kind of context of the word, like something that causes awe, right? You bringing awe into people's life and being generous in that way. That doesn't have to mean money. That doesn't have to mean you pour your heart and soul out to someone just to have it kind of lit up all over again. It just means like you know how to balance all of that energy, right? These are the things you keep, and these are the things you feed. Does it bring you joy? Well, good, then feed it. Be generous in that way. Give to your friends, give to your family, give to yourself. Fill up your own cup, and just like be so abundant in that flowing, beautiful energy. It's kind of mentioning like warm water, like bath water, right? Because there's so much of this kind of like fiery energy here with all these vessels and cups. It's just kind of talking about in general, like how baths can be so healing, right? Okay, oh, nice. Okay, it's talking about how like when we take a bath, right, we exfoliate and we scrub our skin. And that's how we shed our skin. So there's very much a sense of like I was saying, kind of like self-care, like taking care of yourself, filling your own cup. Doesn't have to be like a spa day or anything if you can't swing that kind of stuff, but it's definitely like you need to sit down and meditate, take some time for yourself. Could literally be like taking a really nice long bath where you just like really scrub down and take care of yourself. And oh nice, it just brought me the scene from Harry Potter when he's in the bath with the golden egg. And that's where he's mulling over things, and it's like under the water is where he gets the clarity of the message. That's what I mean. There's There's definitely this message about water for you, Taurus. You need some water energy, actually, because you got quite a lot of fire in here. And like warm bath water can be very soothing and very healing. That's what I mean. Like fire energy is not bad. It brings us warmth when we need it. But when there's too much of it, when we've got our mind stuck in that energy too, it's just a lot. You're wanting to transition away from that kind of energy. You want something far more peaceful. Even if that means being in some solitude. And then it does feel like the universe is bringing you some companions or friends. It just said reunions that bring you joy. And once you kind of like step in through that energy, you start to recognize, like, again, it said you start to recognize again what makes you happy, like what truly brings you joy and makes you happy. And that's where you just get into your like full-on Zen mode, and you're like, you have no problem pouring love and generosity and joy back into those that give it to you. You have no problem pouring that into yourself because you know you deserve it. And you know that when you take care of yourself and literally heal and make good, healthy choices for yourself, that you are just abundant and flowing and at peace. Just like literally like floating above the air. And filling all these cups around you with all of your energy, because you have filled yourself up so much with so much self-love that you can just pour it into everything around you. And then it does return to you. This reading, Taurus, is all about wise choices and taking care of yourself and stepping away from things that made you question and might have been confusing and were very painful and hurtful, and instead like literally choosing the things that bring you joy. That doesn't mean it's always easy. Making decisions to step away from our old habits and old choices can be very hard, and that's why you're in this transition phase, because you have to recognize what you're doing to yourself sometimes, you know? Like, it's not like you're just a terrible person and you just go out of your way to hurt others and hurt yourself. It's like these things are unconscious. That's why it's called the shadow work. And that very much feels like what you're going through right now, and you're rediscovering like what honestly brings you that joy, and that fills you up and fills your cup up and helps you fill up other cups, and just like just beautiful energy. Also, a 9 of Cups is usually like a wish fulfillment energy, and that's what I mean. Like there's a big universal principle coming through here that's like you can give yourself everything you desire through good choices. You don't have to step into this negative energy. You are learning how to bring yourself this honest to God joy and generosity by embodying these energies, by seeking these energies out in the healthy way, and by kind of like bypassing this whole step altogether over here. You're just like, no, like, I'm in a healing phase. I don't need this energy. I do need this joy energy. And then it's like you multiply it by 3. This brought me joy. Let me pass that on to other people, and also let me continue to fill up my own cup myself with this joy, because I can give myself this joy at all times without other people involved in the picture. That's it. That was the message, Taurus. Yes, that was it. Please let me know how that resonated for you, and just have a wonderful eclipse portal and Mercury retrograde overall. Take care of yourself, and don't be so hard on yourself if you are going through this transition phase. It's a learning time. It's time to review and learn for sure, and to make big changes in our life. So I wish you all the best with that, and good luck, and I'll catch you guys on the next reading. Thank you.